But staying with our coverage at the Sabo, Parliament's Ad Hoc Committee insists that attempted murder accused and alleged criminal cartel kingpin Vusimuzi Matlala will testify before it this morning. SABC News reporter Bulelani Phillip is at the Kgosi Mampuru Correctional Facility in Pretoria. Perhaps for more on what is expected today. Bulelani, good morning. Some of the view that there are some Stalingrad tactics at play, but we're obviously seeing the build-up to this penultimate testimony by Vusimuzi Matlala as we paint that picture and try to put the pieces of the puzzle together. Now, you're outside Kgosi Mampuru prison. Tell us what is expected for ahead of his testimony.
Good morning, Lizel, once again, as well as to the viewers at home. Of course, the morning shift is starting here at Kgosi Mampuru Correctional Facility. Of course, the cars are streaming in, and I'm sure they are aware that it's not going to be a normal day because one of the high-profile prisoners here at this prison is going to be testifying before the Ad Hoc Committee of Parliament that is investigating the allegations that were raised by KZN Police Commissioner, Lieutenant General Kgosi. Of course, Matlala yesterday nearly put a spanner in the works in the work of the committee after he threatened to seek a court interdict demanding a postponement of the proceedings, arguing that he had not had time to prepare for the hearing. But later in the afternoon, the committee chairperson, Soviet Khanyane, confirmed that Matlala had made a U-turn and that he would be testifying this morning at 11 o'clock. I'm going to bring in now the spokesperson of Correctional Services, Singabakho Nxumalo, again, just to reflect on the letter that was sent by the lawyers of Mr. Matlala to the Ad Hoc Committee. They're arguing that Mr. Matlala has not had adequate facilities, connection problems within the prison. Do you think, as the Correctional Services, you've given him enough resources and facilities to be able to prepare for this hearing?
As Correctional Services, I wouldn't comment on the contents of the letter because it is addressed to the Ad Hoc Committee, so Parliament is best placed to respond to that. But from our part is to clearly state that offenders are treated as per the Correctional Services Act, that their needs are attended to, and that whatever that they bring to the fore is looked into and we're able to assist them. And this even goes for legal representation, that lawyers are able to arrange with heads of centers for them to consult with inmates. At no point they are denied of that, but what matters is that there ought to be an arrangement so that we're able to slot them properly. As you will know, other inmates also require the same service, so it's important that we do things orderly.
Again, in the same letter, I'm sorry to put you in the corner on this one because this matter was directed to the committee, but it also reflects on the impact that his incarceration has had. The all lawyers are arguing that it's had a negative effect on his health and mental capacity. In fact, they were arguing that when they consulted with him on Monday, he actually could not comprehend some of the issues. Can you give us a picture of his living conditions at the prison? Perhaps maybe does he get sunlight and other amenities that he has access to?
In my whole life with Correctional Services, I'm yet to hear of an inmate who will say it's nice to be in prison. Inmates will cite a number of things. Hence, then it's important that our business is guided by the Correctional Services Act, which then stipulates how offenders ought to be treated, the amount of hours in terms of exercising, but also what is it that they get to be involved in. In Correctional Services, we've got different disciplines. We've got lawyers, we've got professional nurses, we've got doctors, psychiatrists, psychologists, all disciplines, we have them here. Why so? It is specifically to cater for all needs of offenders. So at any given point, when an offender registers a request or a complaint, we're able to attend to it. In terms of services which are not available inside here, we're able to utilize services outside of a correctional center. So as a department, we are guided by that, so that at the end of the day, no inmate will say, I'm being disadvantaged from having a proper life just because I'm in a correctional facility. community. Yes, your rights will be limited. There is a reason why you are incarcerated. But in terms of treating a human being as a human being, we do that. And there are even various structures where people can even file complaints whenever they feel that they are being treated. But as a department, we've done everything according to the book. We've got no issues whatsoever. Hence, we are staying clear out of that area in terms of that letter is directed to the Ad Hoc Committee. They will deal with it. But from our part as a department, we continue with our business of the day.
All right, thank you so much, Singabakho Nxumalo, the spokesperson for the Department of Correctional Services. Liesl, we'll talk here on the other side of 8 in terms of what is expected when the proceedings begin at 11 o'clock this morning. It's back to you in studio.